question 2 is asking about the probability of rolling double 1. Or if you read very carefully, it's not really about that. So it says calculate the probability of not scoring a double 1. Okay. Now this is this question is thrown with misconceptions. Lots and lots and lots of people go wrong here. I'm going to show the most obvious way to do it, and I'm going to show a shortcut. Okay. The most obvious way of doing it, and you don't need to write this down, you can just watch this bit, is to say, right, dice 1. The scores I can get on dice 1 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. I could then roll dice 2. And again, on dice 2, I can get exactly the same scores. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Okay? So, if on dice 1 I rolled a 1, and then on dice 2 I got a 1, and another 1. However, on dice 1 I could have rolled a 2. So I could have got a 2 first, and then a 1. I could have rolled a 3 first, then got a 1, a 4 first and got a 1, and so on. So hopefully you can see there that just looking at getting dice 1 being any of the numbers and then just rolling just the 1 on dice 2, there's 6 different outcomes. Now I could repeat this for 2, for 3, for 4, for 5, for 6, which would give me a total of 36 outcomes. And hopefully you can spot a link between the 36 outcomes and the number of outcomes on dice 1 being 6, the number of outcomes on dice 2 being 6, because 6 times 6 is 36. So 36 is equal to 6 times 6, the number of outcomes of each dice. So for instance, if I flipped a coin and rolled a dice, there's 2 outcomes from a coin, there's 6 outcomes from the dice, 6 times 2 would be 12, there'd be 12 outcomes in total. Okay, so again, if I look at the scoring, if I look at scoring actually getting a 1 and a 1, that would only happen once, wouldn't it? Here's going to be a 2 and a 1, a 2 and a 2, and so on and so on and so on. There's only one way out of 36 that I can get a 1. So I'm going to say by here, probability of getting double 1 would equal 1 out of 36. And that's because there's only one time it happens, and I've already said that there's going to be 36 outcomes in total. Now, the question asks me the probability of not scoring double 1. So the probability of not scoring double 1, that is going to be every other single outcome. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then all of these ones here. Now there's a much quicker way of doing that. If we know there's 36 outcomes in total, we can take away the one outcome that we know. So that must be 35 out of 36. Okay? Now the quicker way, or the more time efficient way of doing this in an exam would have been to say, right, what is the probability I get a double 1? It's 1 out of 6. The probability I get another 1 next time I throw is also 1 out of 6. And you multiply those two together. 1 times 1 gives 1. 6 times 6 gives 36. For finding something that's not going to happen, you need to do 1 minus the probability that it is going to happen. And 1 minus 1 out of 36 is 35 out of 36.